Hi everyone and welcome back to the channel. Well, today I'm in Beaumont Park in Huddersfield. It's one of my favourite places in Huddersfield. It's a beautiful park and I thought where else would be a fantastic place to put the all-new Djineo through its paces. Now when I said endurance, it's one of two things actually. First of all, it's battery life in real flight and how much footage you're going to get during one battery. I have actually got three with me, but I'm only going to use one for this particular video. Plus it's also going to be put through its paces because there's lots of woodland and a nature walk. It's going to put me through an endurance test actually. So let's get it in the air and it's just going to be a pure video of one entire battery, how far it'll physically go and how much recording you're going to get out of it. So I will be back in a bit. Well, it's in the air. Let's see if it follows me. For some reason, I thought I was going to be able to get the microphone on this DJI Mic 2, but it doesn't look like it's recording, so I'm going to have to record on this. So you'll have a little bit of blade noise. I'm probably going to get some really strange looks from dog walkers or something. It's not ultra loud outside, but it's not the quietest either like my other drone. So I'm just walking through the main section towards the cascade. Just looking at the sign, it says cascade and the nature trail. I hope I haven't set it too low. I've currently got it set on far and high, and it's actually not that high actually, to be honest with you. So what I'll do is I'll go around where there's a water cascade and hopefully it doesn't confuse it and putting the drone instantly at risk probably, but we'll just see how it fares. Really nice water feature to my left. Now there's a couple of dog walkers ahead, so let's just see how it goes. Hopefully it doesn't annoy them or irritate them, but we'll soon find out. Probably going to get some funny looks. So far, friendly dogs. They don't seem too bothered by it, but it'll be interesting to see how it goes. Let's walk around these people. So far so good, the dogs don't seem too bothered by it. I was a bit worried then. Right, I'll carry on. So it's past the dog test. Wonder how far it'll actually record on one battery, because it's not just a hover, it's actually going up and down as well and avoiding trees at the same time. At least I know it's following me. You can hear it, can't you? I'm just doing a YouTube video on it. It's a new drone. I had to look up then. There was a few low-hanging trees. I just wanted to see how it fared on that one. And so far, so good. But very shortly, it gets bad. I remember when I filmed here before, probably one of my earlier videos on the channel, and it's easy getting down the nature trail, but it's an absolute grueling. I don't know how many steps it is, but it's really steep. I thought I was going to have a heart attack when I got to the top. I'm slowly getting a little bit fitter with the channel, as you can imagine, because I have to go places, get up early and do some serious climbing. But let's see, I think this is the section where it veers off. There's a gardener at the moment coming down with his lawnmower, which you can probably hear, but this is where it's going to get a serious test, because I can see some low-hanging branches. So if it falls out of the sky now, it's going to be a very short test. So here goes. I'm probably going to look back now because there is some trees low hanging, and that is going to be interesting. And wow, that was close. It didn't even seem to move out of the way. I think if you want to keep your DJI Neo in tip-top condition if you can clearly see that one of the paths through the trees is clearer than another. Go to the easiest route point, because otherwise you'll probably find it's gonna hit the branches, because it doesn't have any obstacle avoidance, although I'm told that it does have visual avoidance. But it looked awfully close to me. Hiya. And so far so good. Now this is where it's going to get more interesting. I wish you could see forward. I was supposed to have a camera person with me this morning, but because it was so early, they wouldn't get up. So you just got me. So far so good. It's quite a long shot actually. I think the Neo is more designed for short bursts, you know, making it land in your hand, move to another scenic section and then recording again. But this is why I've called it an endurance test, because it's probably not really what it's been built for. You can fly it like a normal drone using a controller, and I'm going to try that as well. I might even do that today actually, because out of all the days it's recently been raining and windy and I've not been able to get into the air. So it's getting a little bit more woodland down this way, as you can probably see. It's really, really nice here. Some more dogs and dog walkers, so that'll be an interesting one. But the dogs don't seem bothered by it, which is nice. Morning. So another 3 dogs, and they don't seem too particularly bothered by it. Not sure if you can see this, but just look how gorgeous that is down there. It's really, really is nice. Such a nice place to come for a walk. In fact, you can see it. What am I talking about? The camera's recording on the drone, isn't it? But I have got the DJI Mic 2 on, and it's not flashing like it's recording. So all this audio is actually from my Pocket 2. I'm probably going to have to swap hands in a second. In fact, I think I will. Here goes. There we go, sorry. Right, so I'm going to turn right now rather than going back up towards the main walkway. It looks like there's a nice picnic area. I think this particular site that I'm at the moment, which you can probably see on the drone where the picnic benches are, is where there used to be Beaumont Park Castle. Now it wasn't a castle per se, but it was somewhere where people could come, and it was like a cafe, and it looked like a castle, very, very old. It was knocked down a long, long time ago due to not enough funds. So far so good. I was a bit worried then. Right, it's past the tree. So it's called the Castle Refreshment Room. So I'm just looking at one of the boards here, and we're trying to see how old it is, but I'll have to look that up. But it was a long time ago, and there is some old photographs online about it. But yeah, it was over here on the left. You can just see some of the brickwork and some of the remaining wall. Apparently it's a really popular place, but as always with a lot of older buildings, if there isn't the funds in the past, although they probably regret it now, then just knocks them down. And it's such a shame, because in most towns and cities there's some beautiful, beautiful places that are no longer with us, and they were just gems, absolute gems. Now the last time I came down here it wasn't quite as green, so there's a lot of leaves coming up, so this will be interesting. Sorry if there's any wobbly footage on my Pocket. I know a lot of you have probably bought the Pocket 3 now, but this still does what I need it to do. I think by the time, if it packs in or it's no longer repairable, I'll probably upgrade to the Pocket 3, maybe Pocket 4. I'll probably be the Pocket 4. I know you get a slightly better lens, but I don't think this footage is bad at all, and you get a larger flip screen. I mean, this is a small screen, I'm not going to lie, but when you're holding it like I am now, I can see that I'm in the centre of the screen, and that's all it takes. But I suppose if you're doing more cinematic shots, it might be slightly easier with a screen about twice the size. But again, it's still a very, very small screen. Now this is going to be really interesting because I'm going to be walking through rocks. Now I'm going to walk in a way to help the Djineo, because it's an endurance test, and I'd like it to be a long video and not ended by the first. Yeah, I think you can see this, and there's a cliff top there, and I've got to climb back up there. Not up the cliffs, but you can imagine how steep the staircase is. And yeah, it's still behind me. But yeah, have a look at this. Hopefully the drone's going to have a look. But yeah, it's absolutely stunning. Really, really is nice. Now it's blocked off, obviously you can't come here anymore, but probably to stop the teenagers from messing around. But you'll probably recognise this section here, because this is where I've recorded in the past with a drone in manual mode, my DJI Mini 3 Pro, and it's just such a stunning shot leading down to this section here, and it just looks like one of the scenes from Lord of the Rings or Planet Naboo or something like that. You know, it's such a beautiful place and a popular place for people to visit. But again, there's a lot of woodland here, and it's all part of this nature trail, which is very popular. I thought I'd come early just in case there's any school trips out to here, which is probably quite common, and you can see why, can't you? Sorry for the heavy breathing, but I'm not used to all this walking, as you probably know. But let's just see how it fares across this bridge. But it just looks stunning. It's like something from a castle. How fantastic is this? It's so nice, isn't it? Down this side here, there's an old railway line somewhere, if you follow it down, but we'll leave that for another day. Will it make it through here? I'm walking dead centre. It should do. With a dog walker ahead. Now this dog's barking, but it could be me. Yeah, it's probably me. Rather than the drone, actually, because there's been about 10 dogs passing so far. And these are not the steps I was talking about, by the way. They're much worse than this. I know I had to stop about halfway up on the next bank of steps. They were just grueling. One of the local boxing clubs, Gladiators Boxing, which again I've done a video with, they sometimes come here, and this route that I'm going on, it makes them all run around it multiple times, including these horrible steps. But that's the name of the game with boxing. But they're all very, very fit. And another gorgeous section. Fantastic. Absolutely fantastic. Right. We'll carry on. I'll have to look into why that mic's not working. I did check it's connected to my phone, which it is, but I've got nothing on the screen that dictates or indicates that it's on. So luckily I've got my backup, because I almost just came with the drone. Is it coming? Oh, it's landing. So there you have it. That is the endurance test of one battery. Wow. It did well. I think it did well. So I'm out of breath. I think what I might do is put another battery in, and I might as well carry on. But that's a fair bit of footage, isn't it, from one battery? I think it's done really, really good. I mean, if you've got a couple of batteries with you, you can get quite a lot of content with that. And if you mix it in and amongst another camera, I think it'll be pretty good. I can't wait to see what the footage looks like, because I know it's only, you know, a few feet or whatever above my head, but it should hopefully give you a better look at this park than on foot. So I'll be back in a second. I'm just going to change the battery. Yeah, there's still no indication whether that mic's working. Let's see. It might be because it can't get a GPS signal from where it currently is, but I've seen these videos in people's homes, so that's pretty close. So we know it can change elevation. There is a YouTube video about the Djineo, because everybody's out there putting these things through the paces, and they did say that if you was in automated mode and you say went over a cliff or something, it would look at the floor and not where you're stood. Now, whether that's true or not, I'm assuming they've tested it, but why would you have it follow you on a cliff? Because naturally the best shot would be, actually I've got two options to go here. Do I go that way or do I go this way? I think I'll go this way. Now, whether or not they meant if you did a rotation around yourself in automated mode, might be something different. Sorry, I'm out of breath. It's a lot steeper than it looks. Wow. I'll be impressed if on 2 batteries I can go and get myself back to the bandstand where we set off. Maybe I need to do more personal endurance tests. Oh, that's quite low, isn't it? We're going to get past it. Wow, you heard that. So I suggest if it's very congested tree-wise and branch-wise, you're probably better off setting it to either medium settings throughout or far and medium height, and then at least then if you can get through a gap, so can the drone. And that's why I've left it on high, just to put it through its paces. But because of the propeller guards, it is quite protected, because that particular shot then, the drone would have definitely fallen out of the sky. So the fact that it can take a few bumps, this is going to be an interesting one again. Yep. It's a clever little thing. So you notice I've moved to the left slightly. I didn't want to damage it on purpose. I love it when some of these YouTubers have them crashing and damaging the drones, and they're usually the ones that's been given them for free. I say free, they're sponsored by DJI, and when you've spent your hard-earned cash on something, you're more likely to treat it like I do. Look at it, just look at how nice this is. I'll tell you what, I'm getting my exercise today anyway. A few more low-hanging trees, so we'll see if it can get through there. I think it will. Don't see this one being an issue. And then walk this way. See, I'm not looking at, your temptation is always to look back. But you can hear it. So the fact that it's not necessarily the quietest drone is probably quite useful, especially when you're up on a mountain or something, because you know if there's something wrong without looking back and spoiling the shot if everything's going good. This is a nice section here. You can see what I mean about some of this castle type walling and things like that. There's a bit more up here. But I'll keep going. I'll be super impressed if I can get back to that bandstand. I'm probably not, because I'm not the quickest person after climbing those steps. I'm not going to lie though, because I've done a lot more walking with my channel. Although you can't visually tell, I'm not the smallest person in the world. I feel slightly fitter. Now I'm going to walk a certain way here because these are really low hanging. So this will be an interesting one. Come on. Can you do it? You can do it. Yeah. I think you have to kind of coast it and lead it as to where you want it to go. I bet you get a lot of teenagers hanging around here at night. Why not? Keeps them out of the dry, as long as they're not littering. I think sometimes we all forget we've all been young once. Now as I go up these stairs, those tree branches look quite low. So how's it going to fare? Yeah, so it's caught itself. So I'm going to go back. That's interesting. Hold my hand out. I think I'm going to have to manually bring it down. If you bear with me, I'll be back in a sec. So yeah, so I think if it's in a heavily wooded area, keep it to around about your head height, which is the flat setting. Sorry, I thought it was the medium setting. Well, it is, it's in the middle. And now I know, as you can see, it's a lot lower altitude. And where I go, it's going to go. The only downfall is, it's probably better if you're out and about and there's no dogs or something, because it's probably at my chest height. Whereas on the high version, it was much better because it was out of the way of animals and things like that. So I'll try my best to get back to the bandstand and avoid dogs. But because I've had to stop, it's probably not going to make it, I don't think. Yeah, it's still going. Maybe I should pick up the pace. If you are enjoying this video, by the way, please like and subscribe. And to those of you that already have, thank you so much. Hopefully I've earned a couple just for doing this grueling task at least anyway. Oh wow, look at this view. Well, if I don't make it back to the bandstand, you can at least enjoy this view with me. Have a look at this. What do you think to that? Stunning, isn't it? Absolutely stunning. Really nice. Right, I'll carry on. I'm going to walk around this lamppost because it's clearly going to go straight into it. I suppose over time there's going to be a lot of software updates and things where the drone's going to get a lot better. It will do, because I remember when I got my Mini 3 Pro, there was an awful lot of updates coming and brought further developments to it. I think the only thing that I've noticed on the Mini 4 Pro that I really do like is on your car sat nav, it shows you an arrow of the road to follow, and I quite like that because that's there for returning home, where you can still return home obviously on the Mini 3 Pro's current software, but I think that would have been a nice touch, but they've probably purposely left that one off so that everybody gets the Mini 4 Pro. So now that I know it's chest height, I can see some low hanging trees here. I know I can safely go under these trees, so I'm not going to avoid them on purpose. You can probably see on the drone now, I think they're just, in fact if I do this one here, because these are the lowest, so if I just duck down a little bit, and if that goes through, yep, it has. Oh dear, that's hilarious. And I'm back on the main route, which is the one that leads to the bandstand, and it's still going. So I'm only on the second battery, and I did waste a little bit of the first battery and the second battery setting up my pocket and trying again to get the audio to work on the DJI Fly app, but for the love of me, I can't see that icon flashing away. Apparently it flickers when it's picking up the audio, so I'll have to watch a YouTube video on how to do that. So we're just passing the same ladies that's been sat on the bench with the Bible, free Bible courses. I see, I'm giving them a plug now. Yes, go to jw.org. See ya. Really friendly. Actually, it's probably a lot better for them sat there, because sometimes you see them stood in town for hours. Now, don't you find this a really strange carving on the left? Apparently it was aided. Oh, hang on, I can hear a different sound, so that's the second battery gone. So I'll do one more just to get back to the bandstand. I'll be back in a sec.
3, 2, 1.
Now I'll set it back to high again, because I do know that this is good for high, because now I could have sworn I've set it to go in front of me, not actually behind me. So let's change it from follow to, what have you got to, oh, you got to click stop. I think it'd be really nice if you could change it to, yeah, I think that'd be pretty cool if you could change it from one action to another without pressing stop. There we go. So I've now got it on direction track, so probably less interesting to look at because you've got me on shot, but I know I can have it in high and far, because I did that walking this way already. So I suppose you can actually judge that. I'd obviously suggest before you start using this thing to just check the environment and work out what's best for you for the shot that you want. Hopefully you can see that it's a nice looking shot, hopefully. And if I go over to where the water feature is, I'll move in a certain way so that you then get that nice picturesque shot of the water feature. Now you might not be able to hear it as much, but I am now walking in a way, oh no, you probably, I was hoping it was actually going to, no, I'd have to do it in follow mode. Yeah, I'd have to do it in follow mode, so there you go, so it's going ahead again. And because it's, yeah, that software does not know what I'm doing. Yeah, it definitely needs some improvements there, because there was no reason why it would swing left and right. No reason at all. And there was an overhang there, as you can see, and then the water feature on the right hand side. So one improvement is I'd like to see the AI improve, but it is really good. And it would be really, really good if you didn't have to press stop and you could flick on the app just by touching the screen between the different modes whilst you're in flight and whilst you're recording. So that would be a good improvement. So we're nearly back to the bandstand, and I've used, probably by the time I get there, maybe 2 and a bit batteries, 2 and a third. I don't think I've used half a battery, but just goes to show though, if you get the Fly More combo or the drone at 169 and say a couple of batteries for an extra £35 each, then you know what? Yeah, I was going to get it to do, I was going to get it to do a nice shot of the, what's it doing now? Is it following me now? Yeah, I think it'd be really nice if you could go between the different settings whilst recording. I think that would be really, really nice. I'm half tempted to do a drone shot because it's quite open here. So maybe I can do it here. So yes, I'll bring the drone to where I want it to go. Yeah, about there. You have to literally get prepared for a shot. But I think that would make a nice drone shot. So if I change it to drone, you can see just how nice. And you're thinking, what's drone? That's where it'll fly up into the air. Away from me. And there we go. And you'll see the beautiful bandstand as well. There's a lot of trees behind it, but hopefully, look, this is why I like the app, because I can stop it at any time, so I am in full control, and then it'll come back to me. But you can actually set the height distance as well. So I'll try it again. So let's go to settings and check out drone. Sorry for the squinting. And that's rise. I've set it to 10 meters now. That was 6 meters away. So here we go. So it's on drone. It'll do the same shot again, but 10 meters this time. And I can see it's going to be clear, but I love the fact that you've got full control in your hand should anything go wrong. There's a tree behind it. I thought 10 meters was further away than that. That's quite a safe distance actually. I'm quite impressed with that. In your head, 10 meters sounds further away than that. Although it probably looks quite far on the drone. And then shall I just do one rotation as well? So if I let it do a rotation around me. So circle, and then just set the parameters. Oh, 4 meters, that should be okay actually. So 4 meter circle. Sorry for, there we go. Let's see it do a 4 meter circle. And there we go. I think I'm going to be safe with that. You know, the temptation is so much to look at the drone, but the whole point of this is not to look and to get that cinematic shot and add a little bit of trust. I think over time I'll probably start to trust it more, but yeah, so there you go, that's the circle. I think that was quite nice. That's set at 4 meters. Anyway, I hope you've enjoyed the video. Please like and subscribe if you have. It'd be fantastic to see you on the channel, and I'll be doing a lot more videos, not just of the DJI Neo. So thank you for watching. Take care and bye for now.